We are only 15 days away from the midterms, and despite trailing in recent polls, Arizona Democratic gubernatorial candidate Katie Hobbs is defending her decision not to get on the debate stage with her Republican opponent, Kari Lake.
Look, if you recall, the GOP primary debate here in Arizona ended up on late night comedy television. Voters were dumber for watching that in terms of where the candidates stand on the issues and how they would govern. It's clear that Kari Lake is much more interested in creating a spectacle and having the spotlight than actually having a substantive discussion about the issues.
Arizona gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning. She does not want to debate you. Right. Go ahead.
I feel dumber every time I hear her speak, to be honest. To be real honest, she can't even string a couple words together. She was asked a softball question a couple weeks ago, name one good thing about the Latino community, and she spent the entire minute and a half saying and ah and couldn't come up with one thing. So I think she knows why she won't debate. It would be like a birthday cake versus a chainsaw if she showed up.
She's not the only one who's dodging. Compared to 2020, there were 17 debates in some of the most competitive Senate races. There were 5 big Senate races. There were 17 debates. There are only 7 in 2022. Why are they doing this? Did this start during the pandemic when we saw Joe Biden campaigning from the basement?
Well, my opponent is certainly taking a page from his playbook. We're calling her Basement Hobbs. And I think that they realize that the American people are completely opposed to what the left is pushing. Their policies are dead-end, destructive policies that we've seen destroy states like California, Oregon, Washington, Illinois, New Hampshire, and I can go on and on and on. And we've seen these Democrat policies destroy our once great cities, New York, LA, San Francisco, Seattle. And they know that this is not what the people want. And so they hide and they put out bogus polls and make people think it's close. I can tell you it is not close. We drew 3,500 people to a rally and a concert that we had on Saturday night. Conversely, my opponent had her biggest campaign event of the season, and there were 15 people there. These polls are not close. We have a movement, and nothing's going to stop it.
Real Clear Politics, which I like because it's an average of all the polls, has you ahead, 47.8%, Katie getting 46.2%. What are your issues? What are the issues that your constituents are really focused on, and how can you help these families?
Well, we have the best policies. We've got common sense policies to solve some of these issues. Obviously, people are very concerned about the economy. Our people who are closing in on retirement, are retired, are watching as a third of their retirement savings has shriveled up under Joe Biden. We're watching as families can't afford to put food on the table. So that's a big issue. Our wide open border causing millions of people to pour across illegally, many of them guilty of crimes, and also the fentanyl crisis that's killing our young generation. That's a huge crisis. The lack of proper education for our children. That's why in my policy we're pushing a dual track education. So after 10th grade you can get a trade skill training, vocational training, or career certification in high school so you're ready for the real world. We have lots of big issues, and the Republicans have all of the solutions.
I know that there are rumors that if Donald Trump runs again, that he might choose you to be his running mate as vice president. You were interviewed yesterday, and you said this is a manipulation. You said because these rumors are out there trying to tell the voters that you will not serve for a total of 4 years. Tell us why you think that.
Well, I just think it's humorous, Ainsley. When I first got into this, the press was attacking me. What does she know? How dare she run for office? Who does she think she is? They were saying I didn't have the skills to run for office. And now all of a sudden, whoa, I'm so skilled that I might be running for vice president. I think they're trying to scare the voters. I really do. I think they've tried everything to bring us down. And like I said, we have a movement. And it's not about me. It's about the people of Arizona. I'm going to be here not just 4 years. I'm going to be here 8 years. And I'm going to be the fake news worst nightmare for 8 years. So they better get used to it.
Well, I know Sean Hannity is traveling to Arizona. He'll be interviewing you tonight for a town hall. Last week he was in Georgia, then he went to Pennsylvania, and this week he's traveling all over the country too to interview candidates. What can we expect tonight?
Well, I'm looking forward to having a great conversation. I know Blake Masters, our Senate candidate, is going to be there along with Sean Hannity and myself, and we're going to talk about the big issues. The big issues in Arizona really affect the entire country, whether it be the fentanyl crisis or whether it be our wide open border. We'll talk about all kinds of issues that Arizona's on the forefront.
All right. We look forward to watching you tonight at 9 o'clock. Thank you. 9 o'clock Eastern time. It's earlier your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ainsley.
You're welcome. We wish you all the best.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.